Yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So real quick, in this video, I want to show you guys how when you have a certain level of experience in the game, right, then you are going to know certain things that other people may not know, and you're going to shape your entire thoughts about the game based on just your experience, right? So sometimes a person may have limited experience and they think that something, is what it isn't, right? And I'm going to show you a clip of, it was Mr. Justin and Marcus. They were talking on the Game Global channel the other day. And I ran across this clip and I thought this was interesting because it had to do with women just being cooperative off the rip, or women kind of giving you a little bit of resistance, a hard time, and specifically, hot women that you would consider hot, right? And so when I did my quote unquote debate with Marcus, right, a lot of it was talking about the idea of cooperation and thinking that, a woman who is hot, right, isn't just going to cooperate. They'll probably give you some shit tests. It's going to be difficult for you to, make things happen with a hot chick, right? So what I want to do is I want to play a little bit of this clip. And now there's some specific things that Marcus is going to say that I want to talk about, because this is going to show you guys what I've been talking about the entire time when it comes to the game not being about women. But let's start this. We're going to start this, stop this, and I'm going to be talking about what's going on here. So check this out.
Yeah, I guess, how do you find it in terms of being so selective? Do you feel like this is a matter of now there's more numbers that we have to get through, or do you find that there's certain areas of girls that you find I'm curious, how do you find those fuck yes girls that I guess match all your boxes? So now he's asking Mr. Justin, how do you find the girls that's fuck yes, meaning they're about it now, there's no friction, none of that shit, right? They're just following your lead, they're about it, they're down for whatever you're down with, right? So let's continue to see what's going on.
I think it's just, it has to do with volume. I think it has to do with volume regardless of where you're at. You know what I mean? Whether you're starting out, you're, seasoned in the middle, or you're kind of satisfied with a lot of your experiences and you've had, a number of years under your belt. I think that anything has to do with volume. And so I think, like I said, when you're first starting out, you can't have such strong preferences because you just want to get the experience and understand yourself. You want to understand various types of women and how they respond to different things.
And Justin is right, because what they were talking about earlier, because I don't want to put in the clip because it'll be too long, but what they were talking about earlier was how, when a guy is first starting to make things happen, let's say he's a virgin, right? This virgin doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't really have any experience. So what happens is that he's not even at a level to understand himself in order to be able to sort of differentiate what he wants, what he doesn't want, how to really lead a woman and make these things go down. So this is why I tell you guys, or you guys who are inexperienced, make sure you get some coaching, because you need the coaching in order to understand what you can do to benefit you. For example, I have a book called How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. I came out with that book over 10 years ago, right? And that is actually a book for guys who are just beginning, to give them baby steps on how to interact with women so that they can have certain situations that'll go down to give them more understanding of themselves in these situations. But let's continue.
But I've had enough where I'm at the point where I'm just no, I like what I like this, and I know me, I know how I want to express myself. I've been with enough women who have been at their I guess all those dials are cranked up, and that's what I want. I don't.
And so what Justin is talking about is he has a lot of experience dealing with women, so he knows exactly what he wants in situations with women. You see what I'm saying? And so what he's saying is that he's not really, in a lot of cases, going for this back and forth type of stuff with a woman. It's either she's with his program or not, and then he continues from there.
Want subpar things that I have to modify, help change them, help get them into this state, change my thing. I just, like I said, I'm older. I just have lost patience for these sort of things, and I'm fine with letting an attractive woman who doesn't have the amount of enthusiasm that I'm looking for walk away. That's perfectly fine with me. You know what I mean? We can be friends. If the sexual attraction isn't there enough, but I think that she's very intellectually stimulating or something like that, sure, we can be friends, but like, I think when guys, you know, like when you experience like that open flow where the girl is basically having this begging sort of thing, where before there's any sort of like sexual interaction and they're just begging for like everything about you, then you're just like, well, fuck, why would I want anything less than that?
Right. And so what Justin is saying is that once you experience women who are really, really feeling you when they desire you like crazy, right? It's hard to sort of go back to dealing with women who are uncooperative, women who are wishy-washy, women who kind of give you the runaround, women who aren't really showing that high interest. You see what I'm saying? And he said, you know, as he's gotten older, right, he's learned these things because, see, with, you know, when you get older, you know, usually you have more wisdom, right? And I think Marcus is relatively young. And I want to say this real quick, is that this video is not to like get at Marcus. This is just, I want to show you what he's about to say because it shows what I was talking about in the entire quote unquote debate that we did, right? And it's that you got to understand that the more experience you have in the game, right, the more you're going to understand yourself more and see things differently than guys who have less experience. But let's continue.
Yeah, I mean, I just personally, I've just never met.
But you're just with the understanding that that's not going to be a high number. Like I accept.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I've right. never met, I guess, like a girl that.
And I want you to pay attention to exactly what Marcus is going to say at this point. Check this out.
Is like super hot. That I'm like, like that I'm into, that has just been like down for me. Maybe I need to improve.
So basically he says, I've never met a woman who I think is super hot that I'm into that's just down for me. You understand? This is what I was telling him when we did the debate where he was talking about, oh, you know, hot women are not just gonna, you know, cooperate and all this other stuff. But the reason why he thinks that is because in his experience, right, he hasn't had that happen. So I'm glad that he said it out of his own mouth. Because when I say it, you know, oh, I'm just hating. I'm being too harsh about, you know, you don't give women enough chances, Locario, right? So let me rewind it just a smidget so you can hear again. Let's see.
You understand that that's not going to be a high number. Like I accept.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I've right. never met, I guess, like a girl that is like super hot, that I'm like, like that I'm into. That has just been like down for me. Maybe I need to improve my looks here a little bit. It's like I always have to work for that. Like if there's a girl at the club is like absolute 10, like she's got a bunch of guys around her. Like it's I'm trying to think. Maybe this has happened before. But I guess my point is like it's very rare for me to just go up to a girl and her be like, "Oh, you're my type," right?
So basically, what he's saying is that it's never happened or it's extremely rare for a woman that he thinks is, you know, really hot or physically attractive to just be down for him and want him like that. He says he has to put in a lot of work for those women. And this is what I was saying from the beginning, is that a lot of times what happens is, and we're talking about with, you know, women you would consider hot, right? You think that you need to do more for those women because you haven't had situations where those type of women that you were actually attracted to physically just were cooperating with you. But this is the ironic part, is the funny part, is that the reason why you haven't felt that or seen that is because you're going into the interaction believing that a hot woman wouldn't be down for you like that in the first place. So his mentality creates the reality. You see what I'm saying? Because see, look, I've been in situations where, like, I remember there's one situation where I actually was fucking with two hot chicks back to back in one day. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll give you the story. So basically, I met this chick. We went to go get drinks, right? And what happened was that I was, you know, we was going back and forth, but I couldn't smash her that night because I had some other shit I had to do. So I said, listen, let's meet up this weekend. So we meet up that weekend, and then what happened was I smashed the chick, and then I was on my way home. When I was on my way home, I went on my Tinder. I think it was either Tinder or Bumble. I can't remember which one it was, but I went on my Tinder Bumble, and there was a chick that I had matched with, and I hit her up earlier that day, and then she responded to me, you know, later on. So I just saw her response, and her response was, "Hey, what's up? You know, I'm free tonight. If you're still free, we should get together." So I got home, I hit her up. I said, "Hey, I can meet you at this time." I got in the shower, and then I met this other hot chick. So we went and got drinks, right? We flirting, doing whatever we got to do. And then I end up smashing that hot girl, right? So in these two situations, there was two hot women that wanted to hook up with me, right? As soon as possible, without there being any friction or me having to try hard or do some challenge or whatever it is like that. Right now, understand that he's talking about women that, you know, he was attracted to, who he deemed as hot. I'm talking about women who I'm attracted to, who I deem as hot, right? And I'm pointing that out because I know certain guys are slow and they're gonna be like, oh, but Locario, you know, maybe the women that you're fucking with aren't hot, and maybe the women that he's fucking with are hotter, or vice versa, and all this other stuff. And this is why I tell you guys that all of this is subjective, and all of this is coming from your own mind, and that's gonna create how you respond to women and interact with women, which is going to basically make her respond to you a certain way based on how you're being, right? So he said it himself, where he was like, look, you know, I don't have these situations where these hot girls that I'm really attracted to basically make it easy for him. You see what I'm saying? And that's the exact thing I was telling him on the show when me and him did the quote unquote debate, right? So what I want to say to wrap this up is this, is that you guys have to understand that it's not about the woman, right? The reason why you have a hard time attracting these women that you think are hot is because of your mentality, how you think, because your thoughts become your actions, and then that becomes the reality you're living in. Because if what Marcus was saying, as far as, which is what he was saying on the quote unquote debate, he was like, oh, well, you know, the hotter the chick, the harder she is to get. That's his reality. Because if that was true, then that would mean that what he was going through, I would be going through, and every other guy would be going through, right? But no matter how hot a girl is, or, you know, the what a guy deems her being hot, that particular woman has sexual desires. That particular woman has types of guys that she's really, really attracted to. That particular woman wants to get the D also. So she's not making it hard because, you know, making it difficult for you to make things happen with her because she's hot. She's making things difficult to happen with her because she's not really highly sexually attracted to you. It's that simple. It's really that simple. So guys, listen, if you guys need any help, make sure you go to badboymembership.com and shoplocario.com, and I will holler at you guys later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. I'm out. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. If you're tired of spending your time, money, and energy on women just to find out that they're not sexually attracted to you, they're not trying to hook up or anything like that, or if you get into a long-term relationship with a woman who doesn't respect you, who's giving you a headache, having a lot of attitude, if you're tired of these things happening, right? Make sure you go to shoplocario.com to get my program, Master the Vetting Process, because vetting is a very, very important thing when it comes to the dating game. And if you don't vet women, you are going to be unsuccessful in any situation when you're dating. So make sure you go to shoplocario.com right now to get your copy today. Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Click the link below or go straight to mr.locario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction. Everything he says, I say, yeah, it's this guy, it's on point, you know. This guy is good. This guy is how he's supposed to be.